Today we're gonna rate Magic the Gathering cards, custom made on Reddit, and we're gonna start off with the super chat from Boulder, the Impious. All right, he's delivered one for me to start the show. Dark Nikachu, it's me. Hold on, can I reenact the Dark Nikachu? We got for Grixis colors a 4/2 legendary Merfolk Fairy Wizard. I don't really remember flying all that much, but I don't have flying. Instead, I have Flash and Haste. When Dark Nikachu enters the battlefield, choose one. Target player reveals their hand. You may exile one non-land card from it. You lose 2 life. Then Dark Nikachu does damage equal to its power to any target. Holy crap, that's broken. Any target, so I can target the opponent. I'm just a 3-mana burn spell, effectively. And I can also counter spells and draw cards? It danger. It says it does it danger. There's no way we can print this. This is actually insanely broken. Man, you could remove one of these abilities and it would still be broken. Probably the only way you can make this thing flare is to not give it flash. That way you'd have to like vial it in play if you ever want to counter a spell with it. Or I guess it would just always draw a card no matter what. Anyway, thank you very much for the submission, Balder. All right, we're gonna move on to the main page. We got from Shyler Walker, the Evil Queen, a black 1 generic 2/2 human noble. At the beginning of your end step, the players with the most life lose 3 life. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so if you have too much life, it's going down. The players with the most creatures sacrifice a creature, and the players with the most cards in hand discard a card. It's like a balance, but more slow. Am I not the fairest of them all? Oh my god, that is hitting really hard on flavor over there. I like that. Love the picture, too. I think this is pretty Zybery. How does one submit cards? You can if you post on Custom Magic on Reddit, there's a subreddit called Custom Magic, and you super chat anything, give me the title of the title, not the card, the title of your post, I can look it up, and it can be part of the show. Alright, so, yeah, the Evil Queen, I think it's Zybers. I think this is a pretty cool card. Yeah, limited resources, love this. Limited resources, if you're, I think it's like a balance card. I think it's like balance. All right, next from Lunar System, we've got Talonloft Wing Soldier. This sounds so AI generated, like the name sounds so AI generated to me. For a white and 2 generic, we've got a 2/2 Bird Warrior with flying, and it's got swoop. When Talonloft Wing Soldier attacks, you may have it lose flying until end of turn. If you do, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That does not sound very exciting, but it's not broken, so it's going to be a pass. See, Broman is here with the super chats. Wizard Goater. So now I'm going to look up Wizard Goater, whatever the hell that is. We're going to share it with everybody. All right, we got the Wizard Goater. Not shrinking the right thing. Come on, I'm here. Okay, Wizard Goater. Blue, 5 generic for a 1/1 human wizard. Oh my god, is this? What's it called? All over again? There's that 1/1 wizard for 8 mana or 7 mana. It's got morph. Alright, but this wizard has hexproof. Creatures your opponents control are goated. It attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. Whenever a creature attacks, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand. Oh my god. Are you gonna deck yourself? I don't know, I think this is totally fair. I think it's fair? You guys tell me, like, is this broken because, like, the creatures will never attack you for as long as it's on the battlefield? On the other hand, if the creatures attack a lot, you're going to draw a lot of cards and exile a lot of cards. It's like looting, except nothing goes to the graveyard, and you could be crushed at some point in terms of dexing cards. This is broken? I don't know if this is broken. I can't tell. Whenever a creature attacks, I don't know. I've never played with Goad before. I've never been in that situation. There's a red creature that does this for less, so it's fair. Alright, I'm going to trust you guys. It is a fair 1/1 8 mana hexproof human wizard. Next we got Brawly Shadow with a $5. Moria, Ambitious Alchemist. Well, let's look up Moria. Mora. Mora. Okay, it's hard. Pronunciations are hard. Your stream inspired me to try making cards. Would love your feedback. All right. We've got a Sultai card for a 3/3 human mutant with hexproof and lifelink. Of course, everyone wants to have hexproof on their card. And we have Monstrosity X. So XX, if Moira, Moira. That's, I think it's Moi. Yeah, Moira. A little bit difficult to pronounce. Moira. If Moira would gain 1 or more +1/+1 counters, you may distribute those counters among creatures you control instead. So if you want to ever... Oh, but does that mean you get to make it monstrous over and over again? I don't know how it works. So do you still get only one? You get to make it monstrous. I can't remember how monstrous actually works. So my experiments may be controversial, but they will change the world for the better. Moira. I guess this is okay. Monstrosity XX. So you need like 4 mana to distribute 2 counters. Something about placing counters on cards that people love. It must be a dexterity thing. They like reaching for the dice, putting them on the creatures. You can only go monstrous once. But how do you keep track of that? Because the counters are going to go somewhere else. Or is it still going to remember only once? No, you can't repeat it. It becomes monstrous. All right, you got monstrous once and that's it. All right, I give it a pass. Back to the main page. We've got the Stuck in Snow. Where's the car? It should have been a vehicle picture. All right, we got a blue snow enchantment. It's an aura enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, tap enchanted creature. If you control 5 or more snow permanents, put a stun counter on it. Ah. But hold on, what's the point of the stun counter? At the beginning of your upkeep, tap enchanted creature. Oh, my upkeep. Okay, at my upkeep, you tap the creature. And if I have enough snow permanents on it, basically it doesn't untap because as you pass the turn, the stun counter gets removed, but the creature is still tapped. That Zybers with me. I think that's a pretty cool card. Now that's blue removal. I think it could be even more pushed. You could make it under like 3. If you have 3 snow permanent, or maybe 4, because like this counts as a snow permanent by itself. A lot of snow out there. We've got the Blind Ronin for a green, black, white. It's a 0/3 Nightmare Samurai with trample. Bushido 13. The Blind Ronin can't block. That's AI generated. There's no way in hell a human being made this. Just ignore it. Nomura, the one-armed samurai. What is Bushido 13? Like, it needs to be blocked by 13 creatures, or it deals 13 to... Like, I don't know how it works. It can't block, so it's not very useful as a creature either. Oh my goodness! Alright, the super chats have come in big time. Phyrexian Druid. Let's get through these. From Broman, Phyrexian Druid. You know how much you love to support the channel, guys, so let's do this! Phyrexian Druid is a green, 1 generic 0/2 Phyrexian Elf Druid. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Phyrexian mana, put a -1/-1 counter on Phyrexian Druid, untap Phyrexian Druid. What is the difference between this and Devoted Druid? It's put a -1/-1 counter on it, and then you get to untap Devoted Druid. So what's with this? Phyrexian put a -1/-1 counter on it. Oh, so you have to pay Phyrexian and the -1/-1. So we were making a fixed Devoted Druid as far as I'm concerned. This card is totally fine with me. In fact, I wish it was designed like this so that people can't go infinite. It gets +13/+13 when it's blocked, but no one will block this stupid thing. That would never happen. Alright, anyway, moving on. Phyrexian Druid! I give it the thumbs up. If anything, ban Devoted Druid, and let's play with this card. Alright, we got the green cheese for $1. Please give me the name of the card with the super chat. Torishment. Alright, Torishment's around here. It's a black. Instant. You lose 10 life. So it's like effectively Death Shadow tech. I think this would be fair. Because you could easily, like, you can only play one a game, more or less. If you play a second one, you just die. It'd probably be more broken if it said you lose 9 life. Yeah, I think we can have this printed. Why do you want this card? I know it's very bad, but I had the idea of this card for a couple of days in my head, and here it is. And it's got 616 upvotes. It's actually doing really well with the upvotes. This kind of card that brings me to Death Shadow out of retirement. Death Shadow out of retirement. Yeah, I was thinking that's how Death Shadow would want it. But you can't play more than one, or you couldn't cast more than one a game. The end for his misery is closer than ever before. Sweet card. Use it with Hive Mind. Oh yeah, and let everyone die with it. That's true. You could cast multiples of these, and I think your opponent's Torishments would resolve first. So that would work. All right, next up we got Fire. Hey Nikachu, I hope you're doing well. Here's my submission. Wizen, Gray Necromancer. Gray. All right, Wizen Gray Necromancer. It's Gandalf. It's a black 1 generic for a 3/2 human wizard. Why can I never enlarge this when I want it? Okay, Anime Dead. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you can pay a black. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. That doesn't sound very Gandalf-like. Whenever another non-token dies. Okay, whatever. Is it anything? Whenever a non-token creature dies, you can play. It's actually, so you can do this to your opponent's creatures. Kill them, pay a black, and get a zombie out of it. I don't know, is that too good? Is that too good for this game? Zombie spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each zombie you control. That could get out of control quickly, but this Wizen is not a zombie themselves, so I guess it's okay. Black, tap, search your library for a zombie creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Tutor on a body as well? Yeah, I think it is a bit too good. It's hard to, you know, 3 mana in Magic the Gathering. That's a lot of mana. But you could probably look for some big zombies with a lot of colorless, and then it starts to get really, really cheap. I think it a danger. Witherfang says it's okay though. This dude is disgusting. Print it. Seems a little too pushed. I think it also does a whole lot of stuff. But really, 3 mana for a legend. It's a 3 mana for a legendary creature. I guess the deal is it's going to be I don't know, a zombie commander or something. The tutor should have sacked a zombie. That's possible, especially since you make so many zombies. You kill and get a zombie. 2 OP for commander. All right. I think it's too broken. I could be wrong, but I think it's too broken, especially for 3 mana. Next, we've got Robert. Thank you very much for the super chat. The Wailing One. I don't see it. Wailing. Maybe I'll look up Wailing One. Okay, I found it. I guess the took it off, like, and you confused it. Okay, the Wailing One. We got black, white, 3 generic for a 3/5 zombie angel. Flying lifelink. Other angels you control have death touch. It's a 3/5 creature with the funny ability. Orzhov 3, tap, sack a creature, recover a creature. If it's an angel or zombie, destroy target creature with equal or less mana value. So, okay, what does recover a creature mean? To recover a creature, return target creature card from your graveyard to either your hand or the battlefield tapped. Tapped? Also, sorry, not tap. Return to the battlefield. It doesn't untap during your next untap step. If you return it to your hand this way, you gain life equal to its mana value. So you return to your hand, gain life, put it directly onto the battlefield. I mean, I think that's a bit broken. But it's really clunky. Like, it's a super clunky card. It's 5 mana. The activated ability requires you to tap this thing and pay 4 mana. I guess it's going to be fine with me. That thing is so fair. What is the name of this song? It is Earthbound On It. It's spelled one TT. And now we're chained in the song. All right, next one up. We have Nalia with the super chat. Thank you very much. Took some feedback and updated Teo. Updated Teo Awalker. The hell? Oh, took some feedback and updated Teo. Oh yeah, this thing. Okay, I can't remember if it was broken or fair last time. White, 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 white for a 5 loyalty Teo. +1, you gain 3 life and draw a card. That sounds so strong in like one-on-one magic. 0 until your next turn. Teo Rampart Genius becomes a 0/6 human wall creature with Defender, Indestructible, and Reach. Yeah, until your next turn. So you have like, you got yourself a 0/6 wall. -10, you get an emblem with, you have hexproof and creatures cannot attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature attacking you. I think this card is fine. I am a little nervous at that +1. So you draw a card every turn and you gain a bunch of life. Control players would be drooling all over this, I think. Because like, if there's one thing control players want, it's cards and more life. They also could use more mana. And it goes straight to 6 loyalty. Recover an Eldrazi. Can you recover Eldrazi's with that last one? I don't remember. Too much life gain? I don't know if it's too much. Like you have to pay white, 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 white. That is hard. That's not that sounds easy, but like if you have a single basic island on the battlefield, which I think most control decks would want to have, then this actually just becomes very difficult to cast. 5 loyalty, tad too much. Frankly, I don't know where it should start. And also you could just slam it on 4, pay 0, and it's just an indestructible blocker. And it still gets exiled. You can still exile this thing. It'll probably be banned in standard. Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. You can't ramp into this thing. There's not a single mana dork I think that would let you. Well, I mean, I guess you could Temple Garden, Noble Hierarch. Maybe you can get there. I think it's okay. I'm giving it the pass. It's got Nikachu's seal of approval. Okay, next one, Gabrielle. Voyager 1. Bravest Space Probe. Voyager 1. Alright, we got 3 mana, 2/2, legendary artifact creature. Construct. This doesn't look like an artifact creature at all. Flying. When Voyager 1 deals damage to a player, you may look at the top 5 cards of your library and add up to 1 card among them to your hand. You mean you just put one of them into your hand. Then if you added a card to your hand, put Voyager 1 face up in its place? You may cast Voyager 1 for 1 if he is face up on top of your library. I don't... Oh, okay, hold on. You can look at the top 5 cards of your library and add 1 of them. So you basically put the card from the library into your hand. And then if you do, put Voyager 1 face up onto the library. I don't know if that would be legal. Like, what if somebody makes you shuffle your deck? Is like this card perpetually face up in your deck? That's so weird. I don't think the face up mechanic, you just have to say put it on top of your library and then that's it. We'll reach it one day, says Pale Blue Dot. So I have to give it the fail. Because otherwise if you put anyway, only because like you're giving it mechanics that don't exist. If you shuffle, you need to dig longer to dig longer. Dig. It sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh mechanics. Does Yu-Gi-Oh let you shuffle a face-up card in your deck? Yeah, it sounds like a Sensei Divining Top creature, but like honestly, the card's fair. Like I understand the design, and I have no problem with it. It just has to be worded a little bit better. If they shuffle it into the deck, he's going to be very lost in that. He will be very lost. I don't know. I don't get it. When it's found, we may cast Voyager. I don't know. Oh, I guess I just don't know the lore to this thing. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card that does something very similar. Oh my goodness. Yu-Gi-Oh is insane. Yu-Gi-Oh is just insane. Okay, we got Brawly Shadow is back. Junker Queen, ruler of the wastes. I'll share the one that I think is the most interesting of mine. Alright, we got the Junker Queen. Showing off her junk. We got a green, red, 3 generic, 4/4 human warrior. Eminence! Oh, God. Eminence. Okay, as long as Junker Queen is in the command zone or on the battlefield, creatures you control have haste and dethrone. I have no idea what dethrone is. Haste sounds absolutely broken, though. Melee and trample. I don't know these abilities. Junker Queen has +1/+0 for each artifact your opponents control, and -1/-0 for each artifact you control. Oh, that's pretty fair. Because if you want to get that buff and bonus, you have to hope people are playing with like Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, and stuff like that. But you're not allowed to play that stuff yourself. So all of a sudden, like, you can't just ramp into this with Soul Ring. Haste for no cost. That's right. You control, huh? As long as creatures have haste. Oh, all creatures have haste? This is... Okay, this is wild. Okay, maybe a danger for everybody. Everyone die. It's all creatures. What a wild game this is gonna be. Just play Mana Dorks and they have like you can immediately tap them for mana. Okay, I guess I don't know what the rest of these mean. Like, I don't know what dethrone or melee means, but I guess it's fine. It gives haste and dethrone to everybody. Oh yeah, well, I don't know, what does dethrone mean? Okay, some people say this really zybers. Dethrone gives +1/+1 if they attack the highest HP player. Okay, so alright then. So everyone is going to be attacking everyone like wild. Okay, this card, it's zybers. It's zybers. What a weird card though. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second to look at some of the fine representatives on the custom Magic board. We've got the Crimson Willow with Sekiro, a black-white 2/2 Shinobi Shadow. Whenever a shadow creature would die, instead it dies twice. What a stupid card is this? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever for me. What, you want to get extra death triggers or something? I guess that makes... I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. More than one death trigger? Does that help anybody? Whenever a shadow creature would die, instead it dies twice. My lord! I have come for you! This will only take a moment. And then resuscitate them with CPR and then kill them again. And knowledge is power. Blue, white, 3 generic enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, put a charge counter on knowledge is power. At the beginning of your end step, remove all charge counters from knowledge is power and create a 1/1 white soldier creature token for each counter removed this way. This ability triggers only once each turn. That's Zybers. Whenever remove all charge counters from knowledge is power and create a 1/1. So you just get... Oh no, you do get some... You do get a 1/1 for each charge counter that was on it. Draw cards, get a bunch of creatures. Maybe, hold on, sorry, maybe this is broken. I don't know. This ability triggers only once each turn. Well, of course it's only going to trigger once each turn. So you're always going to get at least a 1/1 at the end of every turn, but if you draw a bunch of cards, you basically get a bunch of tokens. Maybe that's a bit broken for me. Alright, next we've got the super chat from... next one is Nalia. Thank you very much, Nalia. I got a few today. Big, powerful fan, so I made a... Big, powerful fan. So I made a card based off the song Reverent Rats. You got it. Okay, Falk. Position this. Falk, Reverent Rats. Reverent of Rats. Red, black, 2 generic for a 3/4 vampire cleric. Attacking vampires you control get +1/+0 for each rat creature you control. Whenever one or more vampires you control deal combat damage to a player, create a blood token. Vampire and the rats working together? That sounds really clunky. Pay 2, sacrifice a blood token, create a 1/1 black rat creature token with fear. Oh, they got fear. Getting scary here. Saved and fallen, sacrifice the blood of bats. Alright, whatever. You got it. Seems totally fine for me. Like, I've sometimes played with 2 creature types in the same deck. They're a little awkward. So, I would imagine that this is probably... Or is this broken? Attacking vampires, you can get +1/+0 for each rat you control. All of them. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so a clunky vampire. It might be just a rat deck with vampires in it. Oh, no, but only the vampires get +1/+0. Okay, I think it's totally fine. Gets the pass from me. If it breaks the format, so be it. Fire! We got Warjin, Mad Magician. Always... as always, thanks for reviewing my cards. It makes me happy for somebody else to see and enjoy my cards. Everyone loves to hear your cards fire. This is one of the most popular shows I have. Mad Magician. Ooh, and I love the casting cost. We got red, red, blue for a 2/3 gnome wizard. It's a legendary wizard. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, copy a random instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Cast the copy if able without paying its mana cost. Blue, tap, discard an instant or sorcery card. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. What the hell? Okay, so you get all the instants and sorcery spells, or you get to counter other people's instant or sorcery spells. I'm pretty sure for the casting cost, this is fine. I would give it a pass. Pretty cool card too. And you have to, I guess if you sculpt your, there's probably a way of breaking this, right? Copy a random instant or sorcery card from the graveyard. I think you need to, actually, you know what? I think you need to exile this thing. I think you have to exile the card that you're copying from the graveyard, because there might be a way to just, like, get infinite turns, get infinite everything. Yeah, it should exile the card from the graveyard. It should exile the spell. Like, because if you get to keep... well, maybe it's harder than I think. You people are saying, it's danger, it's super danger. This plus burn spell? Well, this plus burn spells is going to be really fair. I think it's pretty fair with all the burn spells. Is there a way to like, I'm thinking cards like Relic of Progenitus, for example. You just eat up the cards you don't want to copy, but then as you add more spells to your graveyard, it just increases the chances of you randomly hitting it. Brawly Shadow loves the stream. Always fun seeing the creativity of the community. That's right, the custom Magic community is enormous. Okay, what do you guys think? Danger, new Tinker and Vintage without the Tinker. Your tutor stuff with Faithless Looting, like extra turns. But it's random. You copy a random instant or sorcery card from the graveyard. Awkward cost, but still copy a... Yeah, it's copy random. I'll give it the pass. It's possible that this thing is broken, because I'm very fearful of you sculpting your graveyard so that it's not random anymore. It's like whatever you want it to be. Yeah, not random if you have only one card in the graveyard. But as you cast more instant and sorceries, right? Like, it's going to increase the randomness. Man, you guys have been waiting so long. All right, we have another super chat coming from the Snow Flurry. Tick tock, tick tock. It's 4 o'clock. All right, before we get into this beautiful custom card, we of course have to thank our sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com. So if you love custom cards, well, you probably like real cards as well. After all, that is what you've based your custom cards on. And the first place I look to buy my real Magic cards is FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all Modern Horizons 2 singles and sealed product. If you're missing a Sveilun, if you're missing Verdant Catacombs or a Ragavan, because it doesn't look like they're banning that damn card in Modern, go get 15% off at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, though, to get an additional 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Play test the decks that you want to buy on paper, and make sure that it is the deck for you when you are play testing and renting the cards with Mana Traders on Magic the Gathering Online. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_FHD. 10% off. Can't go wrong there. All right. Back to the custom cards. All right, Tick. I think this should be. It shouldn't be just called Tick Tock. After all, Tick is a bug. Okay, blue-green, 1 generic for a legendary enchantment with hexproof. Spells cost 2 less to cast. What? Everybody's spells cost 2 less to cast? And spells have flash. What? Everybody's spells have flash? When a spell is cast, transform Tick when stack has resolved. What? Any spell? Okay. Oh, now we have got talk. It's got, again, it has hexproof. Spells cost 2 more to cast. Spells have split second? And when a spell is cast, transform talk when the spell has resolved. That is wild. So, okay, so with this one, things are very cheap, and then while it's on Tick, everyone can cast a bunch of spells at once, and the moment something has resolved, it goes to talk, and everything is like really expensive, but they have split second, and nothing can be on the stack. This is wild. This is a wild card. This is actually really cool. It's very innovative. I've never, like, this is something I've never even heard of. The headache card. Yeah, it just transforms over and over again. Yeah, it's like a day. It's gonna be a bigger pain than Daybound and Nightbound. Not really, because with the split second, like, it's just gonna resolve. Like, the first thing that's played is resolves, and then it goes straight to Tick. Then while Tick is on face up, you want to play as many spells as possible while anything is on the stack. And the moment people have exhausted what they can play, it goes back to talk, and then everything is really slow. So you get the I see the flavor here. Talk slows down time. Tick speeds up time. Feels like an uncard. It does feel, it feels like that. Very innovative card. Pretty cool. I think it's Zyber's most Zyber thing today. Brawly Shadow is back with them super chats. Mercy, Guardian Angel. You love your angels. All right, Mercy. For a white, red, 3 generic, we have a 1/2 human angel. Not a very big angel for all the body armor on here. Flash flying. When Mercy enters the battlefield, return to the battlefield all permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. For each creature card returned to the battlefield this way, put a counter, +1/+1 counter on Mercy. Super, super fair. Heroes never die, says Mercy. You can also wipe out, if you have enough mana, wipe out the board and play Mercy on the same turn. I guess that is the idea. Wipe out the board. You don't lose your stuff. Everyone loses their stuff instead. All right, we go moving on. We got Gabrielle with the super chat. Hokusai and Ui. Or we. Hokusai and we. We got the Japanese in combination with the French. Mad about art. I say French because we is just French for yes. Just strutting my very, very limited Canadian French knowledge. Okay, we got a red-blue for a 1/2 human octopus. Oh, I get it. It's a combination of a human and an octopus over here. The little inky guy. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can pay 1 and reveal the top card of your library. If it's an instant or sorcery with an equal or lower converted mana cost, add it to your hand. Otherwise, put it into your graveyard. That is an interesting card. I can't tell if this is broken or not. This is... So, you can, like, just basically perpetually put, like, more 1-drops in your hand. You may cast, and if you may pay 1 and reveal. Oh, so you don't know what's on top of your library per se. You have to pay the 1 first and reveal. Okay, that's cool. That's Zyber's with me. Oh, Wii is the name of the girl? Hokusai. Inky and Blinky. Came from Pac-Man, for as far as I'm concerned. Oui, omelette du fromage. That's right. Exactly. Je m'appelle Nikachu. Some of my French viewers are just laughing themselves. What is going on here? Okay, that's Zyber's with me. Cool card. Nalia with a super chat. Last one may be broken. Don't worry, we like broken cards here. And Natho, Seeker of Truth. Truths, actually. Alright, blue. Okay, black, blue, white, 3 generic for a 4/4 Sphinx. Flying. If an ability would trigger at the start of your upkeep, it triggers an additional time. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 3. Ooh. I don't think that's too broken. I mean, it's a 4/4 clunker as far as I can see it. Start of your upkeep. If you have upkeep triggers, you get more upkeep triggers, and you get to... The scry 3 sounds pretty strong, but I mean, what, for Commander, who cares? And then for one-on-one magic, I mean, 6 mana is 1,000,000 mana. Too much mana in a lot of cases. Tommy says, my fiance is a French teacher. She gets the joke. D noof is D's nuts. Oh, great. Unlike French accent trying to speak English, which is quite sad. Okay, Witherfang says it's weak. I think it's quite fair. And Atho is easily a fair card. No problem. Yes, we are laughing. Somehow English accent trying to speak French is quite funny. Oh, I see. This came first. This came second. What's everyone saying weak for? It's totally fine. It's not... Yeah, so it's a completely fair card. Nothing broken about this at all. Okay, moving on. We've got... Just making sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay, next one. We got J Profit. Diabolic Contract. Does the contract Zyber or does it danger? Black, sorcery. Draw 5 cards. Sacrifice half your lands. Round it up. You lose half your life total. Round it up. So this could be like ramped out with like Dark Ritual or even... Maybe even a mana rock. You just lose 1 rock, right? So the real cost is you're going to lose half your life. Who holds the devil, let him hold him well. He hardly will be caught second time. I think this card is broken. So basically you're drawing 5 cards for 3 mana. It's fair, a bit too bad without Second Sunrise. Maybe that's in relation to the last one. Yeah, Death's Shadow is absolutely interested. Death's Shadow's ears perked up. Did I hear lose life? Did someone say we can lose half our life total over there? I'm in. Death's Shadow absolutely likes. But it's still like 3 mana to draw 5 cards. So 1 mana... The deal is this. Drawing 1 mana for 1... drawing a card for 1 mana is usually pretty... Like, it's pretty strong. This is basically getting double the cards for the amount of mana. Lose half life, then Torishment. Okay, Witherfang thinks it's really broken. Aggro and Black Shadow don't care, so seems really strong. It probably looks like some sort of... It could be a combo card as well. Draw 5 cards. Alright, I say it's broken. It's probably too many cards for... It's like, what is it? It's the opposite of Divination. 3 mana for 2 cards is 3 mana for 5 cards. You do... Yeah, turn 1... Well, that's the thing, yeah. Maybe Dark Ritual on turn 1 is really strong. You have to sacrifice your lands rounded up. So basically, you don't even lose your land. Use it with the previous cards that loses 10 life. Loses 10 life. Yeah. OP and Dredge as well. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not that broken in that. But I think it's a broken card. Little too strong. Little too strong. Yo, little Ted, thank you so much for the super chat. First of all, good morning. Secondly, here's my contribution. Rain on your parade. Sounds like it's going to screw someone over. Okay, we got in the Esper colors. When I think Esper, I never think of rainbows, to be honest. Instant, split second, until end of turn. If a sorcery instant, activated ability or triggered ability would win or lose the game for a player, it doesn't instead. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is great. I think this could be even stronger, right? And then if a sorcery, instant, or activated ability, I think it could be just said if a player would win the game this turn, it just doesn't. And I think that would be fine. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. I think it's cool. Mordrek is like, what? And I like the name. Where you're raining on their parade. It's like, I win the coalition victory. I win the game. Rain on your parade. Not that anyone should be playing with coalition victory because that's banned in Commander. Still loses to combat. Yeah, you'd still lose to combat damage. Because you'd be like, rain on your parade. All right, take my next turn. All right, well. I guess I win because you have 0 life. I think this specifically hits effects that say you win the game. Yeah, I know, like Thassa's Oracle. So, would your life total not change? No, I think your life total would change. Well, you can still lose the game. Players can still lose. And then it would just... I think what would happen is you die, and then there would be one person left in the game, and then you just have to wait until the next turn. And then you win the game, because you're your last one standing. Alright, so I think this is Zybers. That's a cool one. I like the flavor of it, too. Look at this one person getting rained on by the little cloud, and everyone else is fine. Doesn't stop Lab Maniac? No, it would absolutely stop Lab Maniac. That's the whole point of this card. And then the person might deck themselves by next turn. Alright, next up, we've got Yo Little Ted. Bear with me. We got a green, 1 generic, tribal enchantment bear. Whenever you cast a legendary creature spell, create a 2/2 green bear creature token. That's Zybers. That's totally fine. It is... Or is it? Hold on. Whenever you cast a legendary creature spell. Yeah, I think this is fine. Like, you have to play this in a deck with a lot of legendaries. I actually think it's balanced that way. Yeah, I think excellent. Pretty cool card. Stranger Candy. Exceeding mutation. We got blue, green, black, 3 generic. Legendary enchantment. If a mutated creature you control would die, instead you may mutate that creature onto another creature. That's just disgusting just thinking about it. You control and deal X damage to any target creature where X is equal to your creature's mutate cost. I would assume this is completely fair. They could probably make this cheaper. There's not much mutate in the game. It's hard to mutate. Mutating is a really clunky mechanic. So I think you could even like lower the casting cost on this. Anyone who loves mutate out there? That art looks like me before my morning coffee. That's why you gotta have that coffee in your hands. Gotta have that coffee. Gotta get that Snickers in you as well. Alright, moving on. I'll get back to you, Yo Little Ted. I want to get to Gabrielle. Okay, Yo Gabrielle, what is it? Yoshitsune to Tengu Disciple. Okay, Yoshit. I have a feeling I'm. So it's Yo. Whoops. Let's get back. YouTube's gonna think I'm swearing. Yoshitsune, Tengu's Disciple, red, blue, white for a 3/2 human samurai with haste. Whenever Yoshitsune attacks, you may tap up to 8 untapped creatures. For each creature tapped this way, Yoshitsune deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. The hell is going on in this card? Whenever it attacks, you may tap up to 8 untapped creatures. Well, that's a lot of creatures. For each creature tapped this way, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Why do you have even 8 creatures? That's such a high casting cost. Leaping from one boat to another in the middle of a tempest 8 times. All to take an enemy general's head. Such was the exploit of Yoshitsume. The card is broken? How is this broken? Deals damage equal to his power to target creature or play. It's only 3 power. It literally does nothing. You may tap up to 8 untapped creatures. Oh, you mean tap up to 8 untapped creatures the opponents control? Why does it say it's always... I think we gotta word these things better. You gotta say you may tap up to 8 untapped creatures you control or your opponents control. And then for each creature tap this way. Oh, I see. Oh, you may tap up to 8 untapped creatures. Okay, this is broken. Just basically tap everything you have and then shoot everything down. This is wildly broken. For each creature tap this way. Yeah, this is broken. Too strong. Too strong. Probably just limit to 1. Alright, next up, we've got Yo Little Ted here. Cataclysm. Oh, I hear. Is it going to have cats? Cataclysm. I like that theme. Show me cat avatar. Oh! Here we go. White, Orzhov, black. Cataclysm. Each player chooses 1 artifact, 1 creature, 1 land, and 1 enchantment, then sacks the rest. Then put into play an XX black cat creature token where X is the amount of permanent sacrifice this way. Holy crap, that's broken. Basically, everyone sacks stuff and you get a gigantic monster. Isn't like, what's it called? What is already broken? Reread the last super chat. He did something that was forgotten. Hold on. I forgot to add you control to the ability cost, so please read it as if... Yeah, it's still broken. So if we go back... Even if it's up to 8 untapped creatures you control, I think shooting anything down deals damage equal to its power to any target, creature, or planeswalker. Oh, it's not player. But still, it hits creatures. Basically, you turn your creatures into lightning bolts. Still broken. And Cataclysm, also broken. The thing's wild. Should have used a cat meteor as the art. Hilarious but broken. The cat got on the table again. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it has. I guess that's the flavor. When your cat jumps on the table and knocks all your game pieces off. Or like lays down on your deck or something. Yeah, more broken cards. Should be a token for each player. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the idea is if it's your cat, the cat blows everything up and you have 1 cat on the battlefield. Cat be danger. It's very flavorful, but it's insanely broken. Get to keep 1 thing and everything gets wiped off the table. I don't understand why the cat's face is like this, but, you know, whatever. Alright, I guess we can finally go back to the main page. Alright. We got Tranquilist. Tranquilist. White, 1 generic for a 1/1 human monk creature. Whenever damage is prevented, put a +1/+1 counter on Tranquilist for each 1 damage prevented this way. Pay 4, prevent all damage that would be dealt by Tranquilist this turn. For all the people that have been trying anything playable, there it is. You got it. Next up, we've got Cooksy Confectionery Hero. Artifact, legendary artifact creature, food golem. It's a 1/2 with haste. Other artifact creatures you control with mana value 2 or less have haste. That's fair. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a tapped 1/1 colorless food golem creature token with pay 2 tap, sacrifice this creature, you gain 3 life. So you make food that's... Hold on, are we eating the artifact creatures? That doesn't seem very flavorful. This is wild. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. It doesn't make any sense why we're eating the artifact creatures. A little bit of metal. There's not a lot of meat in these gym mats, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, food golem is an actually amazing euphemism for gingerbread man. Oh, okay. It makes gingerbread men? Alright then. Makes gingerbread man. It's Zybers. It's Zybers. Alright, we got some more super chats. Rot Boy is back. My first super chat here. Reddit post stupid. I think you have to be a little bit more specific than that. Stupid. There's too many things called stupid. Oh, and probably this one from 6 minutes ago. Alright, Greedy Pot. 0 mana, draw 2 cards, broken. You just basically made Pot of Greed. You can also use Bill, right? Bill is the same thing from Pokemon. 0 mana, draw 2 cards. Broken in Yu-Gi-Oh! Broken in Magic the Gathering. Brawly's Shadow, thank you very much for the super chat. Torbjorn, oh god, I can't read that. Okay, well, I'll put Scrappy... Scrapyard. Scrapyard Engineer. Because I cannot spell that other one. Alright, we got red for 3/4 Human Dwarf Artificer. Whenever an artifact you control leaves the battlefield, you may have Torborn deal 2 damage to target creature. Whenever an artifact you control leaves the battlefield, you can have Torborn deal 2 damage. So basically, you play a bunch of eggs and crack them and then obliterate people's stuff. Pay a red, 1 generic, tap, create a colorless legendary turret artifact creature token named Torborn's Turret with tap. This artifact deals 1 damage to target creature. Is this broken? Like, I think this is broken. This is just wild. You can just play with a bunch of, like, artifacts that crack and sacrifice. You can play with blood tokens, food tokens, treasure token. Whenever an artifact you control leaves it. Yeah, you can have treasure tokens. This is complete nonsense. Just call him Thorbear. Oh, is that how it's pronounced? Quintessential red design. Completely broken with any tokens. Petty Police says, watch Wizards actually make an Overwatch secret lair. Who would be shocked? Oh, is this an Overwatch thing? I don't know. Completely broken card, though. Completely broken. You have to, I would say, you know how you make this fair very easily? Just make sure that when the artifact leaves the battlefield, you pay 2 mana or something to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. You shoot treasures at people's face. I guess you can't. It says 2 damage to target creature and then nothing else. Create a colorless legendary turret artifact creature token with tap. This artifact deals 1 damage to target creature. Again, it just shoots the creatures. No, it's Bjorn. It's bear in Swedish, and Tor is Thor in Swedish spelling. All right. Cool stuff. Back to the main page. We got Goat, the Planeswalker. That's goated, if you ask me. White, green, red for 3 loyalty, Goat. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on Goat, the Planeswalker. I'm surprised Wizards hasn't played around with that. Like some sort of landfall, put a counter on the Planeswalker. Maybe it's broken, because that means you can tick up the Planeswalker, and also, yeah, you tick up the Planeswalker, and you also get the landfalls. But I guess in this case, this doesn't have any plus abilities. Okay, 0. Exile target basic land, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Then -8. Oh, so you do tick it up. Exile target basic land. So you do get to tick it up in that capacity. -8, you get an emblem with you may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. This card does nothing, technically. What does this card do? At first, I'm like, this card's going to be broken, but you read it, like, it literally does nothing. Exile target basic land. So you get, like, a bit, you could tap it for mana, blink the land, get it again. It doesn't come to the battlefield tapped. Then -8, you get an emblem with you may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. Goat, and you can those stack? Goat, the Planeswalker, can be your commander. Yeah, refresh is 1 mana. It ramps! Sort of. It ramps if you can pull this emblem off. Landfall synergy. Yeah, this guy is the goat. It's a goat! Of course it does nothing. Well, it grazes grass. Exile basic lands could be a landfall deck. I guess so. I guess it's good for the landfall decks if you want it. Totally fine with me. Goat Simulator and Magic. Alright! You get the goat. Okay, we have Jitsuku! Take my money, please. Absolutely. Tobias the Swindler. Tobias the Swindler. Who you swindling? Alright, we got red, blue, white, 2 generic for a 4/6 human wizard with generic, white, blue, red, tap, draw 3 cards. Okay, if you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, shuffle your hand, graveyard, and cards you own in exile into your library, then draw 7 cards? I swear, all I need is one more game and I'll win. Some unlucky gambler. Yeah, it sounds like someone who's like drawing through their entire deck and they can't particularly win the game. I guess this is fine. This is like Arcanus the Omnipotent, right? Like Arcanus does something like that. So if Arcanus does it, then I think it's fine to have it in Jeskai colors, really. It's nothing particularly... Yeah, Arcanus does that for free. Does he? I'll just trust you on it. I think it's a tap or something. Yeah, take that, mill player. I will not lose all my cards. Oh, and you get your cards back from exile. So it's a way of trying to protect yourself from anyone exiling your deck. Without the first effect, it would be a cool idea. Yeah, just tap. Oh yeah, okay. True story. Okay, Tobias the Swindler. Drawing 3 cards, it's broken, but for 4-mana tapping, it's totally fine. Alright, next up, we've got Yo Little Ted. You just, like, spend all your waking hours making MTG cards? Wu-Tang! Killer Bees. Not the bees. Wu-Tang Killer Bees. Okay, black-green for a 1/1 insect with Intimidate and Flying. Black regenerate. Green regenerate, black death touch, and Golgari to give +1/+1 until end of turn. You're no warrior. You can't bang like us? You're no warrior. You can't bang like us. You're no warrior. You're not so devious. How are you judging other people's banging? And what are they referring to with banging in this thing? LOL, the pictures from the music video. I'm not familiar. I have no idea who Wu-Tang is. All I know is that they are an artist. And as far as I'm concerned, the artist that made this card made a very fair card. What? What? Wu-Tang. Oops, Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with. Alright, what do we got next? We've got Broly Shadow. I'm running out of sound effects, people. Okay, Ash and Boo. Ash and... Oh, sorry, Bob. Bob! You love sharing these? I love the super chats. And one funny thing is people love making these anime reference custom cards. I saw a meme on, I think it was like Facebook or something. There are 3 custom Magic the Gathering players. One that makes broken cards, one that makes garbage cards and that are unreadable, and then the last are the people who make anime references. All right, we got Ash, leader of the Deadlock Gang. Black, white, red, 2 generic for a 5/4 human rebel. Partners with Bob, the big... I guess we're going to see a second card in here. The big Omnic Butler. When this creature enters the battlefield, target player may put Bob into their hand from their library, then shuffle. Oh, God. First strike, provoke. Ash can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Whenever a creature was dealt damage by Ash this turn, dies, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to that creature's mana value. Whenever a creature was dealt damage by Ash this turn dies. Okay, so if it blocks or something. And Ash can't be blocked by more than one creature. Alright. So what is Bob? 12 mana! For an 11/11, partners with Ash, leader of Deadlock Gang. The spell can't be countered. Vigilance, Reach, or Trample, Indestructible. Hey, spend only mana produced by treasures to cast this spell. Oh, that's Ibers. I think those work out very well. They work great. How many Overwatch characters can we fit in this show? I don't know. I don't even know what Overwatch is. I feel so boomerish. I mean, I'm familiar with Overwatch, but that's about it. I have heard of the name, and that's all I can say. Or game references in this case. All right, I think the combo's Ibers. And with that, that's it for Coffee and MTG today. That's it for custom cards. But if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday, Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to all the supporters, especially for the custom card shows. Your support means so much to me and makes sure that I keep doing this basically every 2 weeks. But I'm also up every single weekday for Coffee and MTG. And we got to thank everyone who shows up for Coffee and MTG. People like we got Mark Zilla, Don, Yo Little Ted, Balder, Pedgeman, Spectral Maniac, Toilet Duck, Witherfang, Nalia. We have Nalia, Jacob, Tommy, Siddons, because without you guys in the morning, I'd have no show. You are the coffee crew that makes the show what it is every morning. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees. I will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you.